Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Super Robot Wars Archives. My name is Austin, and today we're going to be continuing our playthrough of Alpha. We just finished up with a short little, I think I was calling them playable cutscenes of the Ava storyline. We don't quite have the Ava units yet, but we've been forecasted they're going to be sent our way pretty shortly. It looks like we got the background to match, I think. Maybe not, we'll see. There's not really much we can do in preps, or I'm not really going to bother trying to think about it, seeing as we got practically nothing out of those missions. So we're just going to hop into the next one. Oh no, those were Gundams. The one of the leftmost shoulder looked like Sakiel's like bird face mask. Okay, so we are finally experiencing some consequences. The other shoe has dropped, as I believe the expression. Uh, the Titans are now contacting the Far East base, and they are beginning to, or Basque Ohm specifically, is discussing with Oka the new world order, shall we say. He does not appreciate the fact that Oka has been working with Londo Bell and generally has been in favor of anti-Titan measures. Two branching thoughts here. I don't know where to go with them. First of all, just, I guess, we'll make sense of them as we go. First, my translation has been writing a group's name, Yugo. I may have mentioned it before, I don't remember. I just didn't know who that was. But now that my translation has told me, Yugo, the anti-Earth, was it anti-Earth Union group, how they phrase it? Oh, the anti-Titans group, the Yugo. I think it's meant to be the AUG. So that clears a few things up. So Oka is also in support of those. Obviously, he's not like directly part of it, but he is part of it. He is like on paper part of it. And all of these organizations are generally designed around also dealing with Xeon as much as they are the Titans. So it's very easy for Oka to be like, well, I mean, y'all are supposed to be dealing with the Titans. I could throw this back at you just as much, saying like, or sorry, not the Titans, Xeon. That the Titans are designed to be dealing with the Xeon, and you aren't. And our organization is just designed to reduce people who are trying to like consolidate power. Which that's the Xeons too. So we're doing our job. There shouldn't be a problem with it. And Basque said that no, in fact, it's our job to dictate how everyone in the world relates to that. We are going to tell you how you're supposed to handle things. So it's very apparent that our like a more overt conflict is coming, as if we haven't already been doing that. I don't like that quite so much. I think this has been the weakest chapter, but based on something else we're going to get to in a minute. Those are some rights for these two. They normally get way more like human looking faces. These are very stylistic. I love them though. They're very good. I want to look at them for a little bit longer. We don't get to see them that often, especially when they're in their helmets. Yeah, so sorry, renew my notes. Okay. So we're still in the Far East base, and the Far East base specifically is refusing to back down in the face of these threats. So I think we're all but said that we're like at war. I feel like we've done that a couple of times. Already. So I don't know how much that actually is going to mean for us. But Oka does say that we should probably go get the help of some other groups now that, like, you know, the Rubicon has been crossed, which is primarily the SDF. Oh, man. The SDF, which a surprising sentiment given the fact that we were told, I'm pretty sure that was the group that we were told was like never going to raise a finger unless the alien technology was directly, very personally, very specifically in their locale interacted with. And like we know that that's probably going to be part of the Titans plan eventually, but at least how it was presented to me so far, that they aren't really good at this, like, preventative measures. They're sort of waiting for things to happen. So I'm surprised they're on the list. I'm curious how we're gonna work out with those. And then the DC, which have so far been framed as like part of the good team. So I'm not surprised that they are there. They are like a neutral kind of party. Neutral insofar as that they are not attached to other organizations quite so directly with like the same level of strings. But they certainly have their like a very specific agenda. I'll go over all this in a minute. There's a lot of stuff to catch up on, sorry. I guess... I don't want to talk over all the voice acting. Yeah, so we got deployed as just Daisaku and the Giant Robo to fight off the Giant Robo too. Let's not have a repeat of what we did before and bring the Giant Robo... bring GR2 out of here. I don't want to repeat it the Dragonsaurus. Great. I bet I probably could have counted that better, but I also didn't know what I was counting for, so... Voice every time. Okay, so while they're fighting, in order to pursue some assistance from the SDF or the DC, we are being sent to South Italia, which is something I forgot to mention last time, that another something, it's another Ava unit. Okay, that's like a pretty... That's a lot of damage, but I'm unsurprised it's a lot of damage, seeing as this robot is supposed to be the, like, second upgrade model of the Giant Robot. The Giant Robo, sorry. Yeah, so we're sent to South Italia, and another unit has been sent there, also from Germany. But the Nerve pilot said it. If you know anything about Ava, and you know it's from Germany, it's going to be Ava unit too. So presumably we'll get the, like, Ava group actually on the team once we see Asuka. Okay, I think that wraps up the Oka part. Yeah, okay. We have some like reflection on the Angel, and this is we have some reflection on the Angel. I'll start with all the good parts, then I'll get to the bad part later. I think we're asking good questions. So Akira in the Raideen also is sort of not startled, but acknowledges the fact that the Raideen had some sort of ping in the same way that the new types did. And that kind of feeling reminded Akira of when the Raideen had talked about the like God Destroyer, the gods of destruction. What are the names of them? I can't remember these names. There's a lot of terminology that would help if I had like watched the shows before. Where is it? But you know the ones we mentioned before. Gods of Destruction, yeah. That it's probably a very similar situation as those. But everyone in true anime fashion is doubtful of the fact is doubtful that what the Raideen might know or what that feeling Akira had was exactly the same, but maybe it's like, oh, maybe there's like another one of those from like 1,200 years ago. Or sorry, 12,000 years ago, which is I think where Raideen is supposed to be like originally from. But there's like, depending on how that's toned, there's some willful ignorance there that I don't love. But I do appreciate that we're like trying to put together, you know, how the more organic elements of our series are working. Like, I don't think of Raideen as particularly organic, but like it does kind of have its own like spirit to it. So yeah, you know, okay, that's fine. I'm down. I think it's a good setup for them. What else? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is like a funny, cute little nod. So a lot of we can't pretend for a minute that any of this makes a lot of like physics sense. A lot of these numbers are really goofed up. Real robots, obviously, as part of the like genre identity, world identity, try harder to make their like relationship to physics make more sense, but it's very tenuous, especially if you look, especially depending on the series. Um, if you don't know what I mean, just go go do some googling around or go do some searching around the Gundam wiki, and look at the numbers associated with the Gundam wing. Anything to do with Gundam Wing, any of the mech, not just the Gundam Wing, but like the Taurus's even. Those numbers just do not make sense at all. So we have a couple of lines sort of making fun of that, where the giant robo is like 1,500 tons as opposed to the Combattler, which is like probably the same size as it. That's only like 500. That you know, when you think about these numbers, they're pretty goofy. But we also, this feels like more of a throwaway line, but we do get this connection that Haro from, like Uso's Haro from Victory Gundam. And I guess hold on, I gotta be careful with this too. We have to pause this combat soon. I'll tell you why in a second. So yeah, Uso's Haro and Ropet from Combattler have been sharing a lot of data together. So we know that data is being transferred, and I've mentioned before that I at least think that, you know, a B part of the story, I could very easily see it becoming an A part of the story, is about information and how we transfer information and who's allowed to have it and what does that mean. So I like that we're seeing that imitated on a very like basic level with two of our like robot sidekick companions. I hope we continue, like I hope we do more with it. Off the top of my head, I am very distracted. I've had just the roughest time this evening. I had to like reinstall basically all of this. But suffice to say, I'm we're not here for pity points. I just am not wholly with it. So forgive me if I'm forgetting another robot that might otherwise align with how Ropet and Haro are working. So I would anticipate us being able to have more of those conversations if that's lame. We can't actually, we can just like re-queue when those robots are showing up, but we can't like actually decide. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it then. That feels like a thing we can do if we plan, if we like route out this game better. Yeah, I just like I can't think of any other like sentient or pseudo-sentient robots immediately off the top of my head. That might reawaken that conversation. Okay, I think we're just sending things forward. I guess actually here, we'll talk about this now. So we're gonna not kill the giant robo 2. We can't shoot that down yet. And I kind of wish I didn't know that because I probably would have accidentally, and I think that would have been an okay punish. But my translation has taken it upon itself to start interpreting for me too, I shall say. And I don't very much care for it. The expert point for this scenario is to finish off Gor-Gone, who is down here in this like saucer thing. And the translation just told me that if you destroy the GR2, he leaves. And it's like, I didn't need you to do that for me, translation. Thanks though. I was trying to play without spoilers. That's cool of you. Thanks for helping, I guess. Just it surprised me. It definitely surprised me because the rest of it does not really feel like a mechanics guide. Like we're talking I think we've maybe set a paragraph in total now over the course of however many chapters this has been, in respect to mechanics. So it just seems weird that we've mentioned the like expert points now. I get it more when we're doing like text-based elements, but here I don't like it. I don't like it. I hope we don't keep that up. Okay. That's at least a free point of movement. I guess we do kind of want to get ourselves in the water. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay. What else? Yeah, that is technically further than we had before. Yeah, so Daisaku ran off in the giant robo to go fight what he figured was a big fire enemy, and it turns out he was correct. I am interested in Daisaku specifically in contrast to Shinji. I believe Shinji is older. I think Shinji is probably one of our oldest, like, one of the oldest kid characters. But the way in which he expresses youth, or the way in which the story is about the responsibility of the young, is very core to his character, despite him being on, I think I still maintain, probably the older side of our, like, young protagonists, where Daisaku is very young, and his story is also one of bravery and responsibility and duty, but from a very different tone, where if you're familiar with the hero's journey, a academic tool that I don't put a whole ton of stock in. Like, it's very easy to see patterns, but it's also really easy to see patterns when you make things really general. That could be a conversation for a different time. I'm sure it's going to come up again. But one of the steps on the hero's journey is the refusal of the call. And the idea being that with the promise of adventure, of story, of development in your life, that you need to also at some point say no to that, usually very early on in the journey. Because that it is a way for narrative to demonstrate the stakes of leaving the familiar in for the unknown. And again, if you subscribe to the value of the hero's journey, it is very easy to create new characters based on. I want these to leave the water. That's a real shame. Okay, I think we're just gonna probably end up waiting this turn again, because I want those scissor heads to get out of the water. Okay. Yeah. You still don't heal. I am kind of... Today I was supposed to stream GC. OBS was just not cooperating. But I'm still thinking of the Bloogers in the same way I was thinking of the dolls, which is, like, not related at all. I guess they are 2 units from a series that gets 3 units that have the potential for being a support unit, that are pretty fragile and can be in... no, I guess the dolls can't be in the sky. These are the spaghetti turns my brain takes. I hope you wanted to know them. But yeah, so one of the easiest ways, and not a criticism of the easy way, just this is a pretty competent way to start thinking about designing a character, is look at the hero's journey and take any one element of it and make that the core focus of what that character is going to be. So, like, I would say Shinji's core element is the refusal of the call. I think which Daisaku's is a way more... It's A, way harder to argue, and B, I think it is a lot more related to, like, the spoilery elements of the plot, where I don't feel bad saying that about Shinji, seeing as it's literally the first thing he does in the show. Oh, we can... Okay, sure. I mean, this is a bee in the water. Why not? This might be... It's chipped, but it's something. Boy, okay. It was a scan. We had an attack-based scan. 6 range, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, why didn't you use that then? Oh, because this only works in the water. Great, okay, so they will come out of the water then. Are these, I guess these are water units. I don't think of them as water units, but that might be a mistake from, like, how they get implemented in other games. Okay. But like seeing Shinji refuse the call and then go into berserk and then be forced into berserk mode in like immediately followed by Daisaku not knowing whether it was big fire or not and going, well, it's close enough to something that I think should be my responsibility, so I'm deciding that I'm going to be responsible for it. Is there the literary term for that is a foil. They are acting very good parallel to each other, and I value the fact that, you know, as much as I say I want these characters to interact, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to be directly, right? We don't need to have characters commenting on, you know, each of the defining personality traits and saying, why are you like this? In the way that Shinobu, I think it was Shinobu, whoever stood up for Ko, was like very directly engaging with the element of his character. And mind you, that's a bad thing. I just want a plurality of them. And I think the story is forcing us to look at, you know, the oft like taken for granted, like child soldier, the kid always wants to get into the robot story, and we're like trying to say something. I don't know what we've said yet because we're not done yet, but we're trying to say something. And I like that. I think that's good. Okay. Right. So the setup to where we actually are in the story now. Big Fire is here trying to steal the Grand Zon, which, if you are familiar with the series, is a pretty big deal. It is a very powerful robot, and Big Fire does like their collection of... They do like having a mess of very singular, very potent robots. Oh, these things can't leave the water. That's interesting. Okay. What do we have that can deal in the water? I guess the Getter's gonna have to be the answer. Accuracy is atrocious, though. Do they have a bullseye yet? Look forward to... Yes, we do. Okay, good. The standard Austin intercutting. Okay. Okay, that's some reasonable damage. They're kind of squishy. Where were we? Oh yes, yeah. They're trying to steal the Grand Zon, which should do us a pretty considerable alarm. What else here? I kind of said this already, but this robot is the giant Robo 2. It's definitely played a lot better in the anime, where we get to have a like more palpable conversation about, you know, what sequels mean, like what replacements mean. And maybe we will later. I have not read the post chapter for this yet. I think we're just gonna do this instead. It's not gonna, yeah, it'll probably be still plenty. Yeah. How is Uso doing? Not everything needs to be focused on the water boys, but we need to be a little deliberate about it, seeing as that we now know that they're stuck in the water. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. No. Oh. No, I don't. Actually, no. Yeah, I do want you to land, because we're also going to get 10 from that terrain tile. Oh, no, you can't. Okay, does the road doesn't give you anything. It's also 25 from buildings. Oh, I've not been using that well. Oh, we're also B on the ground. Okay, never mind. Yeah, that'll do. We've not really seen the V Gundam attack at all, so let's take a look at that. Yeah, so we are at least sort of turning our way through the big fire, like, villains. I was gonna call them protagonists, but that's not true. But like the major villains, right? Because we have a very specific creature of the week kind of format where we have like named people using very singular robots. I think that does not catch us up with everything. Right, so Gor-Gone has shown up and has suggested to Big Fire that he might be an ally. And I know I use like very tentative language a lot. I'm trying to do that less, but I do really mean it here. Big Fire, for good reason, does not trust him. There's definitely some very like tentative alliances between the like villain organizations so far. But they are willing to cooperate, at least in the immediacy. But like, much more out of the mechanics of the game than like actually sincerely, you know. Okay, this is the guy. Yeah, he's got like no stats, right? Yeah. Okay. We can't use the head. Okay, we could go here. Yeah, I think we can probably take one of these out with the Combattler pieces. Right, like we could smash here. That's not bad. But we do have an A underwater too. Okay, let's try it. Yeah, and then we can bring, what are you? The Bataru da Kudaf. Oh, Craft. Yeah, we can bring this over here, completing the reassembly. Good. Okay. I guess we'll just send the Combattler out and start dealing with the Ghoul. Our accuracy is still pretty garbage. Oh, it's okay. We're just supposed to use the yo-yos and like eat the 5 energy costs. I see. Okay. I'm remembering how they work in this game. Right. We are like bad at being in the water. I think we need to head over here to fight these like Muppet like gremlin creatures. The beta 3s. The Guishos. The beta 3s. Let's at least be in the water. I suppose if like something was already fully dead, we could like clean it up. Okay, well we could maybe take this X2 down depending on who's got what. Surely the Mazinger has something to deal with things in the water. Really? I figured the Rocket Punch would be an A in the water, seeing as it's just like a piece of metal. I guess maybe the like booster part of it is not. Oh, we've got no spirits on. I guess we haven't been using him very much. Yeah, I guess the fact that it like needs a jet to fly is maybe what's like keeping it from being an A. I don't know. He needs the Scrander pretty badly. Yeah, okay. How are y'all in the water? No, I feel like one of these is going to be good in the water just for like diversity's sake. Or is it just Baba? No, it is just Baba. Okay. My favorite is when the robot just screams an A and everything. Okay, that's not bad. Sure. No, that's not bad at all. That's pretty reasonable. Okay, so maybe we'll keep the on one hand, we keep the Grungest here. On the other hand, I think I like moving it away so that the Getter can take it out and get some morale. Actually, what is... Our combat's not great in the water, but no, we're also not defensively good in the water. Usually those things follow. But you can never be sure. I also realized I don't think we've ever actually looked at the X2s in this game. So we should do that at least once to make sure. That, oh yeah, so that's an unfortunate mess. After that probably sounded horrid. I'm sorry. I'm just so sloppy today. Okay, yeah. After Gor-Gone showed up, Brocken over here showed up to tell Gor-Gone to retreat. Gor-Gone did not accept that, which I think is, and that's like supposed to be our cue that there is a way for him to leave the battlefield. It's just that it's not at all related to either of them. It's based on the GR2. I'm glad there isn't, well, okay. I was gonna say, I'm glad there isn't a time limit on the GR2, but I guess I kind of wish there was because it's too easy to just like camp this. You have to be adjacent, right? Oh, no, you don't have any post movement. It's just that you're out of position. How about... No, that's not good. Okay. What range was it? 6? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think, or something like that. We know Ko doesn't do well in the water already from the Dragonsaurus episode. Could we get a step further? Because we could be attacking this beta instead. I'd rather attack that beta. No, we can't. That's fine. Just because it already had damage on it. Yeah, and these are beams, so they're going to be bad in the water. Oh, I feel like I did. I don't, or at least I don't remember what they were going to be. I was gonna say I feel like we forgot to check for the core boosters and the rest of these Gundams. I know at the very least the GPO-1 does have a core fighter. That looks such a different rendition of this enemy, the Beta 3, that I'm used to. Normally it has this like fireball kind of looking head. Oh yeah. If you've watched my Fancy Maiden Wars, the Kadama in that game, it has a head that looks like that. It just then has the rest of the like sneaky body tail. You just resupply, yeah. Okay. I feel like bringing them forward's way too risky though. They can kind of hold their own. Oh wait, oh they're good at fighting things in the water. Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. Maybe we reconsider this. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's move here and here. That should let us get some combat in with them next turn. I can't imagine you're going to be doing... Nope. Why do you do well? The Gem rifle's also a beam rifle. So far, we've been, like, taught that, like, beam weapons do not do well in the water. And, like, this is admittedly... it's a B in the water, but, like, it's not bad. Have we seen S's in this game yet? I don't even think we've seen S's in this game. South Burning does just, like, keep giving. Admittedly, this is not... We can't give him credit. It's his unit, but... He brought it with him. You can't invite someone to your party, expect them to bring food, and go, I'm glad the food was here, bring that next time, but just, like, drop it off for me. It doesn't quite work that way. It doesn't quite work that way here, but... Oh, I guess that's more of a machine gun rifle. Okay. Okay, that makes a little more sense to me. I thought it was. Hold on. Did I mistake it? We'll look at it in a second. Hold on. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I added that extra little white dot next to it. Okay, so yes, I know I did this a little bit out of order, but I hope you will forgive me. Let's block that. I'm sure we won't take 3,000 damage. Even the shield defense on? Yeah, even better. Oh, sick. Gor-Gone's getting really close. I don't think we can kill him next turn because he's gonna be a super, so he has lots of HP. But we could maybe make it happen depending on who we angle over there. Man, the Mazinger, old style Mazinger has such bad accuracy. Has so few points of mobility and accuracy. Yeah, like it has low mobility and Koji has low accuracy. It's really hard. We might actually find out if the Mazinger blows up if we get the Pilder. We lost. Did we just lose 4 coin flips in a row? 5 coin flips in a row? It's just not my day. All right, yeah. So we're doing this a little out of order, but I think I wanted to cover the positive elements first. Maybe you're okay chalking this up to, the game being very approximate, but at least as far as my translation has given, this just did not come up at all. But early on, when everyone was at the base, everyone was really concerned with the fact that the situation with Ava had really huge casualties for us. And that's just not what we experienced. We didn't die at all. We didn't lose any units. And we didn't really even in the very bare bones basic way that these games like to do, where they'll put a couple of enemies on the map and then have something come in and blow them up in one cutscene. I'm super used to it out of Y, but Y is not the only place that does it, but we just didn't experience that at all. There was no consequence for anybody that was on our side. And I really loathe when video games do that. If you've given me these tools to interpret this world, and then you tell me that the results those tools are producing are just incorrect, feels very... I don't want to say it takes me out of the moment, because I don't think I am ever in the moment. We got to talk at some point about my inability to feel immersed. Immersed is the word everyone likes using. I don't think I ever feel immersed in a game. I'm just I'm always keenly aware that I'm interacting with a piece of media. But I guess I don't like when I'm told that I have to feel a certain way, and it feels to me that whenever we need to demonstrate stakes, especially in stories where we have giant robots, it's always oh no, look at all the casualties, and then they're unable to actually show that to us really at all. I wonder if killing the ghoul will also make the G2 retreat. It shouldn't. Yeah. I was gonna say I'll look, but actually I don't want to look because I just complained about it. So let's not do that. Yeah, we'll try to take out Gor-Gone this turn. Oh, how do I want to do that though? What morale are we at? We're at 124. Okay. So the giant robo can get in, and it can use the big punch, but I'd rather take out this X2 first. So then we gotta take out something so we have a clear shot with the combattler to be adjacent also. Getting through all of that's like I think that's too much beef to try and like carve through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I'm just gonna count it in my head if I can because you know the cursor. Yeah, I think that might be fine. Yeah, I think that might be fine. Show us what you got, South Burning. What should be a very meager-looking unit that actually could perform combat well. It's nice. It's refreshing. Like, definitely still not a complaint. I just keep being surprised. I mean, you're only gonna do this, so that's fine. I guess let's get this out of the way. We don't have supports at all, so. So on one hand, I was gonna say we could use this, but it's 1100 power. It's not worth it. Oh, you know what? Here, we can just start chipping the micros. The Mickey Rose? Is that a K or a Q? That's a K. Mickey Rozu. Macross? I don't know. But yeah, it's like also one of the reasons why. Oh, that's not at all what I thought that was going to look like. that's a design. I love all these old weird. I love the supers of old and how off the wall their designs are. It's just so abiotic. It's a word I like throwing around a lot, but it keeps being true. But yeah, it's the same reason why I feel unable to like actually get into Warhammer. That there's the want to use wanton destruction as this like really simplified shorthand for escalating stakes is, I think, very sloppy. Because again, like, we didn't interact at all. Unless you told me, oh no, what a shame that all of the citizens are dead. Like, that was never going, or not even citizens. They just said casualties. I know there's like a military term, like a specific military term, but who knows if that's actually the word they used. But it's like my translation. But you get the idea. Like, if you asked me to describe how we were going to relate to the Ava plot, I would have been like, oh man, everyone's probably gonna be freaked out because the monster's weird, or like, we're gonna have questions now because our robots don't stay robotic. Not this, like, long soliloquy about how painful these losses were to our forces. It's just, like, it's a thing we didn't experience, and I don't like it. Maybe this feels like I'm making a really big deal out of something small, but these kind of details to me are the ones that like really get me, because like that's just not what happened. If I've not convinced you, when you play an RPG and you absolutely just house the boss, you hand them their backside and then some. The boss music that was playing was for you, not for them. And then the cutscene afterwards goes, oh man, that boss really ruined us. We couldn't defeat him. That's like so much the opposite of what happened. It's the same thing to me. It's the same thing to me. I feel like that's like a more universally loathed experience. I could be wrong. Lasers? Yeah, it's fine. I feel like the Gor-Gone. I feel like not the Gor-Gone. Gor-Gone is the pilot. I think he trapped himself pretty heinously. I do. Yeah, let's look at what he's rocking with. Okay. I look at their stats all the time expecting to, like, be able to make a better interpretation, but I never can. If we could get in the water and attack from far away, that's fine. But if not, we can get up close. I guess if we're also up close in the water, he can't counterattack us at all. I don't think we're actually going to take him out now. He's got way too much health. And I don't think anyone's got a Valor here yet. We do have a Spirit. We're going to need to use that again, but I kind of recall somewhere else on this team having a second one. Yeah, we've got another one over here. Yeah, we don't have a Valor yet. That's a shame. Okay. Do we get 2 shots of this attack? No, we do not, in fact. So do we burn this now? Oh. We're, like, just shy in so many ways. Okay, let's see what Break can do. Yeah, I was gonna say, not very much, seeing as he's such a low level. I did describe Ginray as being competent. Let's see if that remains to be true. What are her... Okay, she's slightly better ranged. Cool. I don't know how much the morale is going to build up. How much the morale build-up is going to matter. We do see HP now. Okay, 9,100. That's maybe doable. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Can we throw our legs at it? I forgot we have... Oh, we're 2 morale short. Okay. Can we make that happen? No, not with Haru. I always forget that Haru is also a pilot here. Okay, yeah, we gotta find ways to kill 2 somethings. Is this lethal? No, it's darn close, though. Okay, we could kill there. I feel like that's wasting damage, though. I feel like we could probably get, like, we can get one of the Gundam pilots. That's not good for the water. Like, get Ko to do that. Yeah, we could have, like, the Beam Saber. Okay, we come here in Beam Saber. Do we need to be close for whatever it was that I thought I was going to be doing? Oh, yes, yeah, we want to get... We want Uso to come in, but he could attack from here, right? Yeah, it's 3 range. Yeah, okay. So we are allowed to take this space with Ko. I hope this is fine. Flash. Though again, we have the Core Fighter, so... Or the Core Fighter 2. If this is a kill, we want the game on. That's like a defining part of his character. Mechanically. We better use it. Yeah, okay, good. Sweet. If we get like a level or 2 every kill, I'll be happy. Yeah, we got some more defensive spirits that works for me. Okay, we need to get one more kill somewhere in here. I feel like we can manage. There's a lot of ways in which we are close. Yeah, the Eagle Fighter. This space is free. This is adjacent. This is to the right of where we need to be. Okay, actually, neither of those are who we want to target. How's our combat looking against the water? Okay, we could just charge at the one that's in the water. That's fine. Right, like go here. We don't need to use any defensive spirits then. The question is just who do we follow up with, though? Yeah, the Gundam will be getting close to it. We can use the Hyper Hammer. Okay, Almar, do you have Excel yet? No, you don't. Oh, that's such a shame. Okay. Yeah, so we need the Mazinger to tag team. To tag team a kill somewhere in here. Okay, maybe the Mazinger can. Oh, you know, we're just gonna have Koji heal himself. He's got a spirit for that. Our accuracy is atrocious, but like if this hits, okay, we might be in business. Oh yes, excellent. Great. Now Uso can go here, and we can see what his pantsless form looks like. We'll use a focus too. Let's just save ourselves the like small percentage. Okay, so here's what we're working with right now. We're at 105, and then 1100, and 5 movement. I have to imagine we're going to lose some stats. This can't be an upgrade. Or if it is, it's going to have to be like a really big penalty to armor with a really minor upside to mobility. I suppose I would be like slightly better at flying if I could like detach my legs, or like slightly more mobile if I didn't have all that weight. With that was actually like that was enough damage that I feel pretty comfortable sending the Combattler in to get the kill now. Oh, okay. We just go to the fighter for him. That's fine. I'm not surprised. This is like an older game. We don't have the like sophistication to give us like multiple. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is the top fighter. Yeah, we do get a little more ability, but with a pretty steep penalty to armor. Okay. Cool. We also go with a size small. We should remember that too. I do think we can separate out here one more time. I'm curious if we'll get to. We can't throw it though. I think it's just a separation we can make to take off the like arms. But if so, that may be. I wonder if on kill, what happens to everything. Let's get another Valor in here. Or not Valor? Let's get another Spirit in here. We'll take a Flash. Do we need a Bullseye? No, we do not. Gain. That's kind of half of the reason we're doing this. Or sorry, a third. The other third of this combination being that we just can hit him. I think we're good then. Yeah, I think we're good. We don't need to increase our range at all. We can, and then like leaving the ghoul to the Raideen seems perfectly fine. He attacks it. He gets attacked enemy phase, counterattacks it, taking it probably halfway from where it is, and then finishes it off from there. Assuming that doesn't have like a target priority. Yeah, I don't think we'll finish. I don't think we'll get to finish next turn. I think it's a little bit tougher just because we have so few ways to interact with stuff in the water. We're gonna have a couple of those left to deal with, but I think we got it in 2 turns. And also, once we finish Gor-Gone off, we're allowed to take out the BF2. Or sorry, not BF, not Big Fire. That's the group, the GR2. The GR2 from BF1. Cool. Oh, we were just shy. Because, like, remember in this, that when we actually are, like, on the cutscenes. Or not just shy, but we just got there. When we actually see the, like, attack animation scenes. That damage is correct. It's not just up to HP. I don't remember what his, like, full total was, but it was pretty close to that, right? We got him down to 5,000. Oh, look, we actually got money for something. Gracious, what's that feel like? We haven't seen that in a while. Oh, man. Who's hurt? What are all the menus doing here? Yeah, okay, we'll heal you. That's fine. Okay, great. Yeah, I guess we can just set it on him now. Yeah, like there. It's weak enough that we might just be able to like do this with just Amuro and Shinobu. I mean, they are main characters. Let's see. And if this annihilates Amuro, I kind of want to watch it. Man, I have like such a poor take for I have such a poor taste for Amuro now that he's just like oversaturates these games. I used to really like using just the Gundam for a lot of the like specifically Gundam games that showed up, but it wasn't even that good because it was usually like outclassed by all of the ones that came later in the UC. Like as it should be. Especially in the fighting games, I like using the Gundam. Okay. Oh, yo, you can transform into animal mode now. You can transform and not make a change at all in what you look like. You know, what's Valor? We might be able to just take him out here. Yeah. Oh. Never mind. We're definitely saving him for a fortune. That's so much money. How about one of you? Does this kill us? Where are the objectives? Out there? Okay. No, that does not kill us. It's all not one. We probably don't need to see this, it's fine. Ooh, that's not lethal. That's not lethal. Yikes. Okay, that's fine. It's okay. It's fine. Thank you for getting close. I think if we hit it with a giant robo, it's probably gonna die. I think we're just gonna tank it. I don't want to risk losing that much money, seeing as we're just like so strapped for cash. Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming we're probably gonna be wasting a lot of these. They're gonna keep going after the Mazinger. Yeah. That's fine. That's so much more damage for 5 extra hit. Not worth it. Just tank it. We should have deployed literally anything else other than the Mazinger. The levels wouldn't have mattered. I'll. On one hand, if I record all of these like in close proximity, I would be able to remember this better. But oh, you did go after Akira. That's annoying. But on the other hand, I want to be able to like give space in case we need to like change things because of what someone says. Not that we've had to yet, but not really. Comments have been helpful, just not made like I've not felt like I need to like make a massive change to what I was doing. Okay. Do we have hold on, how much morale is he missing? He's missing 4. I think we can make that up for the right team this turn. Okay. First let's figure out the GR2. Ginray could do it. The Getter 3 could do it. The Combattler still has one, and one of Daitarn pilot. That's not bad. I don't hate the idea of giving it to Ginray. That feels fine to me. I think we're gonna need to weaken it a little bit though to make that happen. Right, you can transform now. You're a mammoth. Sure. We probably could have found a way to do damage. I think we're gonna be okay at this juncture. Okay. That won't be lethal. Yeah, now Ginray is set. Let's double check that cheer doesn't exist in this game that I'm just forgetting about. That's not that button. Based on where these are positioned, I would say probably no, that there is no such thing as cheer or bless. Okay. Oh yeah, we don't want to miss this. Okay, we'll watch this one. We don't get to see the Ginray Robo regularly. She's also only in this game, so we gotta make sure we get to see all the good art while we can. I do really like making the cockpit part of the hair, but in a way that looks sort of like a hair accessory, like almost like a tiara. Right, I forgot where the missile came from. Sick. Yeah, like that's like pretty reasonable damage. Seeing as the, like, you know, giant robo is supposed to be this like really tanky. I feel like I can only say two things about these enemies. There's just like not there's even in these games there's not a lot of mechanical difference. It's a lot more about like the map layout. But you know, the big fire enemies. Oh, we only got 10k from that. It was supposed to be 24,000 by default. We doubled it. Good gracious. Oh, what? I feel like we got so much out of Gor-Gone. What were we supposed to get then? Yeah, we'll fortune this also, and then just have someone else soften it first. Yeah, that seems fine. You go to animal mode. I don't actually know what that's changing if we're not using the better attack, but sure, have a bullseye. It would be stupid to miss these. We can also, we definitely want to see these two, because I don't think we've gotten to see the cats in animal mode very much. If at all. It is doing the thing that I always say I want them to do, which is, like, put them in motion. Yeah, the leg forward is good. That's fun. The shading's a little weird, but it's fine. I'm not gonna complain. It's a PS1 game. It's still pretty good. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I guess we also need to like get Sarah some levels. Okay, I think that's Sarah's, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we can separate again. There's like so many things I want to play around with. I just like never give myself the time to. I always do all this stuff like last minute. But I would like to figure out, you know, how this little contraption works, because it spells a lot of potential. There's a lot of promise to it. Like, could we put it back in the battleship and then like get the legs back? Because if so, that's like a really, you know, that's a pretty good combo. I would take that every 2 turns. Is there hitting away in this game? I mean, I don't think we can give skills in this game, but you know, can someone learn hitting away, and we can just like switch them into the unit? Because like it's a unit that has multiple pilots. The options are there. Okay, I think South Burning is going to take this attack. Yeah, like I don't even feel like I need to give him kills. Like he's definitely a Super Robot Wars, or sorry, he's definitely a Fire Emblem style J again. If I've ever seen one. Who can you attack? Just here? That's fine. Okay. Oh, we're in business. I forgot. Look, there's so many units we have left that have not done anything that can separate. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. Is there anyone that's like really squished? Really squishy? Yeah, here. Okay. So we need to take this beta out. What say you? Here? This is probably okay. Yeah, a little less okay. Also, full on me, for saying that we had water units left. We super don't. Okay, that's good. So forget what I said about trying to take this out, I think. Though I guess we could move here and then grab this. We could still do it. Okay, hold on. We can move the fighter. Is this the fighter? No. The Bataru Crasher. We could move the Crasher to this space. I think I'd rather hit a bottle. Yeah. Yeah, because it clears the way for the craft to come here, and we're all still touching. And now Akira also has enough morale to... God Voice, I think, is the name of his ultimate attack. Let's go on this side of the ghoul just to make sure we have a tile left in case this also just isn't lethal. We can maybe fortune the ghoul too. No, it's lethal. Oh wait, no, it wasn't. If he attacked back, was it? We were just shy on damage. Oh, yo, we got a Valor. That's so good. I think it's like one of the earliest Valors we can get. He's got 176 left. Okay. He's so low. That's like almost tempting enough to take one of the jets out. Hold on a second. Let's be greedy. Let's be like real big dirtballs about this. Who has this? Okay. That's like probably good. So we're in the air, so we have an A. This is 1400 power. Haito has 137 morale. So we're looking at what, 298? So that's 145, 149. We'll just say 150. So 1.5 times 1400. So that's 700 then again on top of it. So 2100 power. We are a B in the air, so that might reduce it by, so let's just take 10% off that just to be safe for estimate's sake. So that's 1900 power. Brocken is... Oh, he's got 1800 armor. We probably are actually just going to ping off of him. I guess there's no harm in taking... I guess I'm like calculating this for no reason. Because... like... this is also just a free attack. We are... I guess the thing we are losing is the fortune if this doesn't work, but... I think we try it. We still have a fortune on the combat alert if we want to spend it. Yes! Easy. That's a lie. It wasn't easy. Oh, we also got the Alloy Z. The Alloy Z. Very good. Okay, so turns out we might be ending now. Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? Oh, we just kill it. Cool. That's the opposite of the worst that could happen. Oh, this just also has a fortune on it still that we didn't get to use. Okay, we gotta save this beta to soften it up, or we gotta try to at least. I don't know if the getter is the pilot for that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Daisetsu does not work in the air. No, it doesn't. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. This probably won't kill. Yeah, that was close though. Okay. Here. That'll probably be lethal. Good. And then we have a fortune still in the combatant we can use for the last one. Expert. I don't love that the expert point in this also just had us like waiting. That does not feel expert. I feel like that's the opposite of what I wanted. I wasn't as... Oh boy, we did a lot of damage. Holy cow, Ko. What happened? Okay. Oh, did he crit? Right, because crits are also just like natively so much better in this game. That's probably... I probably just missed... I wasn't seeing that. But yeah, I don't love the idea of the expert point being something that like tells us to slow down. That feels weird to me. I don't like it. That is not the unit screen. This is the unit screen. This is not how I want to sort by HP game. I don't want to sort by total HP. I want to sort by HP missing. Okay, I guess we actually sorted by levels probably better first. Okay, yeah, the Getter is definitely a better choice to heal. Yeah, that'll work. And yeah, it's just us. Okay, it's just us left. No shot that isn't lethal. I guess let's watch it just for the posterity of it. Sick. I mean, that was a fun stage. I enjoyed that. I don't dislike the idea of having to fight bosses in order, but I feel like if I were to design this stage and I had 3 bosses on it and I could kill one at any time and I had to, yeah, one of them could go at any time and then the other 2 have to go in sequence. The one that was forced to stay around the longest, so in this case it would have been the GR2. If it was forced to stay around the longest, I would have made it way more annoying to deal with. Like, increase its damage, like probably by a factor of 25%. And give it some regen stuff too. So that I'm incentivized to like constantly still be battling and keep juggling its HP, and then like maybe I'll accidentally push it just over the threshold of lethal, right? As I'm like trying to keep its HP down. That feels like a way better, and it's like a very basic, like first draft kind of answer use for having a boss that's like stuck staying around. So here we're following up on the Daisaku Shinji comparison. People are gonna, the team is gonna sort of give Daisaku a hard time for A, running off on his own, and B, that behavior confers to everybody else. And maybe he said it literally too, that he taking personal responsibility does also mean that, you know, everyone else looks like they don't care. And I think this is a good reversal of Gendo too, where people are opting in to try to be, you know, emotionally relative to Daisaku. They're doing so out of concern for him, and, you know, I don't think they're not going beyond a reasonable limit, where Gendo is not doing it because he cares about his son, and he is doing it well beyond a reasonable limit, and he keeps opting Shinji into it in a way that Shinji doesn't know. Like, choices are being made for Shinji that he is not aware of are being made for him, and that makes it's way more sinister that way. But it's like very deliberately the reverse of all of the elements of it. It's not just like 1 or 2 of them. It feels worthwhile pointing out that it's like kind of the reverse of all of them. That is right next to each other. And then Ginrei is going to be here to comfort him in the way that Misato or Rei or Asuka, depending on like who you think is best girl, jokingly, but like at the point in the story, because they do different things for Shinji, seriously, are going to do. I'm pausing here though. I wish I would have kept it on that screen. I was trying to arrow through it too fast. Let's talk about what just happened first, but I want to pause to make sure we like catch this. So, Bright was talking to Shu about what was happening, and they were debating why Big Fire had attacked, and that they were probably looking for some more of the alien technology. Shu asks us / Bright if we had met a man by the name of Masaki, and if we had where his whereabouts were, and that in fact we have met him but do not know where he is. Yeah, so I guess Shu is in charge of the SDF. I don't remember that. I don't remember, or maybe he's just associated with them. I know that we had a question before that he's like not actually fully in charge. of whatever organization he is a member of. But maybe he's part of the SDF. I thought he was just part of the SRX research team, but I could be wrong. So Bright does ask him right away, seeing as that was like one of our reasons for having just like left from Oka. But Shu, hold on, let me just read this whole sentence because this is going to summarize it faster than I can say it. Shu then promises that he'll help not just with you and your machines, but also on all fronts. So it sounds like we are starting to mobilize what I'm still going to think is probably the SRX project. I do think the SRX project was designed to just do a similar function, if not on behalf of the SDF, but I did not get the sense that he was like unilaterally in charge of it. But this line to me says that maybe he is, so that he has the power to like, you know, like marshal all the troops, cover all fronts. But the real reason I want to pause is he ended his line with a hoo, 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 hoo. And if you know anything about Japanese laughs, that is the laugh of a villain. I think I've said it before on this show, but listening to like anime specifically, or like really hammy soap opera Japanese characters laugh can tell you so much about their personality. It's a really fun little niche to study. And Shu's laugh is not the laugh of a hero. And like maybe we're going to lead into that and be like, yeah, he has like resting villain face at all times. But I feel more comfortable saying that he's a character with whom I am more familiar, that he's going to follow a little bit more in line with what I'm used to. Now we have this like slice of life moment. Yes, we have a slice of life moment because they're going to have a slice of cake. Everyone's talking about like, oh, the robot has tea. We were talking about making cake before Daisaku ran off. What kind of cake is it? It's a carrot cake. Someone's allergic. Does someone want to have it? It's like, I think it's like too saccharine for its own good. They should have saved the sugar for the dessert. Yeah. I didn't expect this to be so long. We could have spaced that out a little bit better had I known what I was doing, but we do have Ko. I do see Ko and Shinobu talking a couple of times though, which is good. Even I like that even for the small moments too, that we have those two characters that are sort of paired. Yeah, so here we have, it will always be your main character, and he's trying to explain why Koji was the one who was sort of leading the charge at antagonizing Daisaku. And that Koji, you know, has a very strong sense of justice. So it's very easy, if not just in hair shape, but in personality, that the two of them are sort of mirrors of each other. That Daisaku is just sort of a younger Koji, which is also like a very standard, we need to have the like younger sibling, older brother plot point. And then he also brings some cake for us to share. Oh, it's so sweet. More slice of life. The Gundam crew is getting notified that Henkin is showing up, so we're going to be picking up some more reinforcements, some more troops. We know that he was showing up like with people who were like in full support of what we were doing, so hopefully we're going to get a couple more units, maybe some like more equipment. And speaking of more equipment, Koji is still kind of bothered by the fact that the Mazinger Z, its like primary weakness is like aerial combat, which they make a really big hullabaloo about in this chapter that I just like didn't talk about because it's like kind of irrelevant. But the other Go Nagai team and the rest of the Go Nagai characters and the main character are like, yeah, no, we'll head back to the Photon Research Lab. Like, I think that's worth our while. We want to make sure that the Mazinger can actually do something, because good gracious, if they want to have diegetic gameplay, that sure is true. It doesn't do anything right now. And then we're gonna end on a scene with Big Fire. We have a number of the Magnificent 10 talking through sort of what just happened recently. Usual anime villain nonsense. Like, oh, if it wasn't for this, then we would have defeated him. Like, yeah, sure. If it was different, it was different. Um, but they are sort of seeing a through line of, you know, what their orders keep having them do. They are fighting Londo Bell, and they're worried about fighting Nerve. And in so doing, it really feels like they are not springing for actual opportunities. They're kind of being like set out as sacrificial pawns. The man on the left, he is named Kome the strategist. They all have epithets too. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Kome. Yeah. He is saying that like everyone just needs to watch. It does feel like we are letting our enemies accrue strength, and that is by design. Just give it time. We have a plan, and so there was a lot of questioning of plans, and all of it was sort of just this like, it's okay, this is how it's meant to be. The other thing they question is allowing Dr. Hell to have those two robots again. We can't let that drop for a second. We've not really followed up on it at all, which is fine. I don't expect us to. But we are reminded of it basically every chapter that, yes, there is still two mech that we have unaccounted for. We need to see those. Okay, well, oh yeah, we have some money to spend. Let's spend our cash. Probably just on the Grungust in a way that is pretty wasteful again. We need to commit here to, that's like nothing. Gracious. Okay, we could finish off energy. Sure. Where I would pause into was we could spend it on weapons, but that doesn't actually do anything. That's still lie talking. Okay, we do have some other parts we can put on places, so let's do that. Giant Robo definitely does not need a Chop Ham armor when we have the Alloy Z. Who else is defensive? I don't really think we need to put it on the Grungust. We can put it back on. We can get one on the Getter again. Honestly, I think we're gonna put it on Ginrai. Let's give her some extra movement, seeing as she is a healer, but like she's also a combat unit. I think she kinda rocks in this. Maybe I might be pretty pleased with her. Okay, and this is a 30% hit rate increase. So who else was really suffering with hit rate there? I mean, the Mazinger was. I just don't know how much we're going to deploy him. Yeah, let's do it. That's fine. No, there's like way better options. Oh, you know what? I didn't actually choose to deploy him. He got deployed. That's why. Okay. Yeah. No, there's better options than that. Right? There's so many other characters we have that are higher level. Okay. We could give it to someone like Ko, but he probably already has pretty decent hit. I'm thinking maybe we give it to like the Big Moth, seeing as it's like so far away. Or it can attack from so far away, so like it's inherently cutting into our accuracy, maybe. Just where is it? How is this organized right now? This is organized by HP. Doesn't the Big Moth have a lot of HP? I guess we could also put it on the Raideen. That's who's probably like next in line for receiving some stuff. Where did we lose them? Was that not just not talked about? No, they're down here. Does the Big Moth really have that little HP? Am I just blind? Oh yeah, I am. Okay. No, it just has I don't know why I thought it was way tankier than that. Okay, my mistake. Yeah, I think this is probably correct. Do they get HP as they like increase in stats, in morale? Like, does changing that actually like Changing form, does that actually do something? Hold on. No, it's the same either way. Because that'd be weird if it did. Like, that's very, like, counter to, like, Super Robot Wars design. But, okay. Clearly, I just need to go to bed then. It is pretty late for me here, so... I know we also saved over here before, but I forgot we had a second page. We should use that first. We're going to do that. Okay, cool. That'll wrap things up for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I feel like that was like getting back into some more, you know, gameplay elements. Ooh, actually, yeah, I'll try and get this ahead of time. This will give us a couple weeks to do this. So we have a route split that's coming up. We can't choose that, unfortunately. The route split is determined by what type of robot we are using. So we're using a super, so we're going to go on the super route. That's 2 scenarios. Then there's a unified one. Then we have a route split of 3. We have the Ava Unit 2 route, the Far East Sector route, and the League Militaire route. The reason I was bringing this up is I was going to say I look forward to getting some more pressure in these maps again. Some of that pressure coming from I'm seeing some of these expert points showing up later that are like, do it by this many turns, and that will be good. But I realize in saying that we have enough time that if people have a vote on what route split we want to go down, I'm up for that. I don't have an opinion either way. Feel free to steer me into Calamity if you'd like. If your motivation is to try and get me to see the best version of content, I appreciate that. If your motivation is to try and get me to see the hardest version of content, I appreciate that also. By default, though, if we don't decide on anything, just know that I am going to choose the one. I don't know what it is exactly right now, but I'm going to choose whichever one has the most expert points on it. You can be sure of that. So if that is your decision, then I'm already going to factor that in. But otherwise, like, feel free to let me know. And if we got enough people talking, we can put it up to a vote or something. Or I can just, like, look visually by like, likes or number of comments what we're going to do. But yeah, I as good and bad as the plot that happened in this chapter was, I feel like we don't have a lot of summative things to say about it. I feel like we've already sort of established what it's going to do. Or I've already pointed out exactly what sort of arrows into the future it is pointing. But as grumpy as I am still about this, like, poor escalation to make things more serious, I appreciate that we're getting into a little bit more of the original kind of content. Seeing some of these characters interact that wouldn't otherwise do so in a way that says something about their characters. I feel like this game's going to be... I feel like this game must be really fun on a rewatch to sort of see these interactions and knowing where they're going. But that'll do things for me. Thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully this was not insufferable with... I feel a little bit rambly. I feel a little bit tired. So hopefully that didn't detract from anything. And yeah. This will be a Friday episode. We just had a double feature on Wednesday. So it'll be till next Wednesday that we get another alpha episode. Yeah, so it'll be a little bit till we get some more plot moving on here, but it's been good. It's been good. So yeah, if I don't catch you in one of those VODs coming up, then hopefully I will see you live. We got a lot of stuff live coming down the pipeline soon, and that'll be... I'm looking forward to getting back to W especially. So that should be fun. But otherwise, enjoy the rest of your evening, make a meaning out of the rest of your day, and I will see you later.